with the top political development coming in from the Congress party, where the Congress chief Rahul Gandhi has yet again insulted India on an overseas trip, this time targeting the Temple of Democracy. During a talk at the London School of Economics, Rahul Gandhi said that the laws were made only by the Prime Minister's office and the bureaucrats, saying that level of debates had gone down. But has Rahul Gandhi forgotten his own hug and wink in the parliament during the discussion on the no confidence motion?
Today, members of parliament do not have power. They do not have power to make laws. Today, laws are made by the Prime Minister's office, by the ministers, and by a set of bureaucrats.
So it means that our constitution is very poor.
No, it means that we need to make our members of parliament actually powerful. We need to actually turn around. We need to actually turn around and say, the fact that you're sitting in this house means that you will have lawmaking power. The moment you give them lawmaking power, you will see the quality of the debate will climb immediately.
My colleague Mohit Sharma is joining us live on the broadcast. Mohit, is quite surprising because at least in the monsoon session of the parliament, we have seen very crucial bills getting clear, and that too, it was a consensus by both the treasury benches and the opposition parties. Again, for that matter, the Triple Talaq bill has not become a law because there has been no consensus arrived at. So the parliament really takes all members of the parliament together to ensure that a law is passed for the betterment of the country as a whole. So on what basis has Rahul Gandhi really been saying all of this, given the fact that he himself is a parliamentarian voting on different bills in the House?
Well, certainly, Aditi, this entire speech that Rahul Gandhi made, at this particular lecture seems to have completely baffled many, including those in the opposition as well. Because, if you remember, this was perhaps the parliamentary session in this time as well, in which, we saw the no confidence motion also come up. So what exactly is the opposition crying about? That is something that the party in power is asking at the moment. But at the same time, we saw a whole lot of bills that were introduced, they were debated upon in both the houses, the upper and the lower houses, and the opposition had a say on all of them. We also saw the Triple Talaq bill, as you rightly pointed out, it coming out there, but no consensus could be reached because the opposition raised certain crucial points to it, and that was perhaps the reason. Then how is it possible that the Congress president goes out there abroad and then he targets the functioning of the parliament? So it does raises a lot of questions, it does raises a lot of objections as well, because at the end of the day, these are all parliamentarians, these are public representatives, and they have a say, and that is why they have been actually chosen by the public to represent them out in the lower house, in the Lok Sabha, and and even if then you have parliamentarians coming out there and saying that we have absolutely no say, then it really undermines the power and it undermines the entire parliamentarian setup.
And isn't that what democracy is all about, Mohit? Isn't this what we call democracy? Because every member of the parliament has the right to protest. Every member of the parliament has a right to raise objection. Every member of the parliament also has a right to debate and discuss on certain bills or issues that they feel are important. So what kind of logic is Rahul Gandhi trying to make? Because it was the same Rahul Gandhi who had the democratic power to go walk up to the Prime Minister, hug him during the debate as well.
Well, certainly, you have to look at the entire picture here. You have to see how the no confidence motion was brought in. You have to see the Congress president, going out there hugging the Prime Minister. We all saw that speech from Mr. Rahul Gandhi as well. When you have such statements on record, when the entire nation was watching them, and on top of that, almost a month after that, you have the same Rahul Gandhi going abroad and saying that we absolutely have no say when it comes to the parliament is absolutely, you know, shocking, because
Both
we've all
interrupting you
seen
here,
how,
I'm
you know,
requesting you to stay with us. Mr. Majid Memon, member of the Parliament of the NCP, is also joining us on the phone line. Very good morning, sir. Sir, do you really feel it's justified for a Congress president who is also a member of the Parliament to go ahead and say that the level of debates has fallen down and that bills and laws are made only by the Prime Minister and the officers? Isn't that demeaning for all other parliamentarians who sit in the House, ensure that they are actively involved in making laws, bills turning into laws in the country?
See, there is an element of truth in what Rahul has said. Number one is that the government's style of functioning is such that it is just one-man show. No ministers in the cabinet know what is the mind of the Prime Minister, and the laws are being imposed in a hurried manner. They are trying to avoid debate and discussion in the House. Parliament is being considered as an absolutely elementary and secondary institution. All the respect and importance of the two houses, you know, have come down during the past 4 years. And as a matter of fact, as far as opposition is concerned, you see, whole democratic principles are in peril because every constitutional position is being sought to be grabbed by ruling party people. BJP spares no effort in using all fair and foul means to capture every constitutional position. Now, same is going to happen with regard to the filling up of the post of Lokpal. That is why Mr. Kharge has not been attending it. You can't. How will the democracy survive? What Rahul says has some substance.
But Mr. Majid Memon, isn't that parliamentary democracy that political parties and parliamentarians like you are also given a chance to vote in the House, and that is something that you do because you have a right as a member of the Parliament in the House?
Our experience in Parliament has been that whenever the government is finding a situation uncomfortable to it, it resorts to all tricks to disrupt the House. It resorts to all tricks to avoid the House. Now, for example, I can give you a dozen examples. Now, the Prime Minister has been proclaiming outside that he has all the sympathies for Muslim women and he wants the bill to be passed. Now, from 18th of July to 10th of August, the House was functioning. Why was the bill not produced? Bill was presented on the last day, Friday, when it's a private member's bill. What kinds of game are they playing? They don't want anything to be done in a democratic manner. They want everything to be rushed as according to the wish of BJP. This will never do.
Mr. Memon, just my last question before I can let you go. Rahul Gandhi talks about that the level of debates have fallen down. Has he somewhere forgotten that it was the same Rahul Gandhi who went ahead, hugged the Prime Minister inside the Lok Sabha, something that has been unprecedented, and we haven't really seen something like that happening in the Parliament ever?
Let me tell you, I am a witness to the functioning of the House, and I have been attending almost 100% the proceedings of the House. Let me tell you that the level of the functioning of the House has gone down so miserably that we are feeling ashamed that the August Houses are not discharging their duties. So thanks to the style of functioning of the government.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Majid Memon, for joining us with your perspective. But also to point out here that a couple of months back, it was the same Rahul Gandhi's whose attendance and participation in the House was questioned over his absence. For now, thank you so much, Mohit, also for joining us.